Hi, I'm Wal Galbraith. I'm a part of the Ray White South Coast Group, and this is your South Coast Snapshot for 2022, week 43. The Snapshot is designed to give you a bite-sized breakdown of the real estate market overall, including local, regional and city-based information across Australia. All information is sourced from the AFR, leading economists on Twitter and the SMH. All information is relevant to buyers, property owners or both. The New South Wales Government will introduce its long-touted stamp duty overhaul to Parliament this week as it races to have the property taxation reform in place by mid-January. Legislation for the reform is giving first home buyers the option of an annual tax instead of stamp duty, which will refocus the government's policy agenda after months plagued by industrial warfare, the New York trade job scandal and a conga line of coalition MPs bowing out before the March state election. If the reform passes both houses in the 15 remaining sitting days of the year, eligible buyers who purchase on or before January 16 will be able to pay an annual levy of $400 plus 0.3% of the land value instead of stamp duty on properties worth up to $1.5 million. Insurers are coming back into the high-rise apartment construction, and the first developer is likely to take out a defects liability insurance policy in coming weeks as a result of New South Wales building regulation reforms that have tightened up standards and made risks more transparent. The new product, which will cover defects such as waterproofing and structural faults for the first 10 years after completion, is an alternative to the strata bond, worth 2% of a building's construction cost. Developers currently lodge with New South Wales Fair Trading for 2 years. Residential rents nationwide have risen by just 0.6% in September, the smallest monthly increase this year, despite a severe shortage of available rental housing, data from CoreLogic shows. The rates of rental growth slowed across capital cities during the month. Canberra posted a drop in rents of 0.1%. The slower growth was already reflected in 3 months of to September data, showing national rents rising by just 2.3%, which is 0.7% points slower than the previous quarter. At their peak in May, rents climbed by 1% over the month and by 3% over the quarter. Rental listings across the combined capitals are also record lows, tracking 35% below the previous 5-year average. Underlying inflation is set to surge above 6% in the September quarter, the fastest pace since December 1990, according to the latest National Australia Bank Business Survey. NAB Group Chief Economist Alan Oster said that the result of the magnitude would indicate a considerable acceleration and broadening of inflation in Australia that would ultimately put pressure on interest rates. But in early tentative sign for relief for business and consumers, growth in labour and material input costs eased for a second straight month after hitting a record in July. The loyalty tax, or gap between what existing mortgage customers pay versus discounts banks offer to lure new customers, has widened to a record level, as analysts say rising rates might stop homeowners from shopping around for better deals. House prices in nearly 2 out of 5 Sydney suburbs have already plummeted by more than 10% since the RBA started rising interest rates in May, with more areas likely to follow suit as the downturn intensifies, CoreLogic states. House prices in Narrabeen on Sydney's northern beaches have already slumped by 19.5% in just 5 months, taking values down by $584,739, which is the largest decline of all suburbs in the country. The rapid rise in interest rates and sharp falls in house prices may have spooked many investors, but some seasoned landlords are now taking advantage of the lull in the market to bulk up their portfolios. Looking locally, properties in core markets are still trading strong, with plenty of stock coming onto the marketplace. We've seen a new wave of first home buyers entering the market, making the most of the reduced competition. Quite a few owners are sadly in a position where they need to sell before they can buy, making a potential downsize or upsize quite a challenge. Internally, we are still seeing strong numbers at our open homes, considering the changing marketplace and external influences. We're gearing up for our Ray White South Coast January auction event, 50 properties, 1 day, January 2023. A perfect time to make use of the summer market and capture those buyers under one umbrella. Want to know more? Reply to this email or give me a call. Looking to make the best use of the current marketplace? If you're either expanding your property portfolio or looking to sell your current property, get in touch today. We'd love to help. I'm Wal Galbraith with the Ray White South Coast Group, and that was your South Coast Snapshot for week 43, 2022. Catch you next week. Be well.